Good. So, starting up here now with section 3, the 2026 SCA paper, section 3. Alright, the table below shows the points awarded for each card picked in a card game. Alright, so you have the cards Ace, King, Queen, Jack, the card points 30, 20, 10, 5, number of picks, total points, and then the final total. They said Arnold scored a total of 155 points in 12 picks. He picked the same number of aces and kings. Alright, so we know we have a condition here where they picked both ace and king and they were the same. Alright, so that means either all ones, all twos, all threes between these two here, right? They said complete the table to show the number of picks and the total points for each card. Alright, so based on this information now, we have a trial and error here now to see. So we know now that it's 12 picks in total, and these two have to be the same. So let's put 2 by 2. So 6, 3 by 2 is 6, so there's 60 points. Then 2 by 2 is 4, there's 40 points. So we already have 100 points here, so we're dealing with 55 points between these two here. 55 points now, and we're also dealing with 8 throws here. Alright, so 55 points and 8 throws. Oh, 8 picks, sorry. So looking at this, we could get 5 is 25. Wait, 30, 55, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so let's try something with, if I put a 1, 8, 2, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that'll be 70, 70, there's 170, no, that's over it already. So let's try 5, 1, 5 jacks, 5 5s, 25, so that's 125, and now we have 30 remaining. So 3 30 here. Alright, so 100, 130, 130 at 25 is 155. So this correct here, and then we check in to see if this correct. 5 add 3 is 8, 8 add 2 is 10, add 2 is 12. So good. So the options we have here now is 2 by 2 by 3 by 5. Alright, and you will get your marks accordingly. Alright, so process of trial and error here to see which one will work. Alright, moving on now to number 38. Number 38, they said the maximum time Garrus can remain in a video game is 5 minutes. Alright, so you can spend a total of 5 minutes. Alright, so they said here now he earns 1 point for every 15 seconds he remains in the game. So good. So 1 point, 15 seconds are taken. Alright, once you remain. And they said he also earns a prize for every 6 points. So good. So they said, what is the least amount of time Garrus must stay in the game to win the most prizes? Alright, so we know now 1 point is equal to 15 seconds, and a prize is 6 points. So 6 points would be the 15 by 6, which is equal to 90 seconds. Alright, so we're taking 19 seconds to get 1 prize. So 1 prize is equal to 90 seconds. He has a total of 5 minutes. So we're dealing with seconds and minutes. So let's change all into the same minutes. So I'll change the 5 minutes into seconds. And we do that by multiplying by 60. Alright, so 6 by 5 is 30. Add this 0 in the end. So that's 300 seconds. So he has a total of 300 seconds to spend. And to get a prize, you need to spend 90 seconds. So let's see how many prizes we could get from this 300 seconds. So total prizes it would be the 300 seconds divided by the time it takes to win one prize, which is 90 seconds, and that will give us 3, and we'll have a remainder. So which means we could get 3 prizes. Alright, 9 3 is 27 and remainder 3 there. So we have 3 prizes that you could get, which is the most. Alright, so they said to win the most prizes. So that is 3 prizes, which is the most. And to win a prize, it takes 90 seconds. So the total time to win 3 prizes it would be the length of time for one prize, which is 90 seconds, multiplied by the 3. 9 3s are 27, so 270 seconds it will take. And the answer now, they wanted it in minutes and seconds. So we need to convert this 270 into minutes and seconds. So we'll take the 270 and divide it by 60, group it into minutes. Alright, we know 6 by 5 is 30, so that'll give you over. So let's try 4. 6 by 4 is 24, so that is 4 minutes. And 270 take away 240 would give us 30. So that's 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Alright, very simple. 4 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 simple marks, alright? Alright, moving on now to number 39. Number 39 states a cube is cut into halves and create 2 identical prisms as shown below. So we have the cube, then it cut 2 prisms, prism A, prism B. They said the plane shape at the base of the cube is shown on the grid below. So good, this base we know is a square. Alright, square 6 squares make the cube. Alright, so they said on the same grid, complete the drawing of the plane shape at the base of the prism. So if you cut this in half, so basically they said they cut this in half. So therefore, here will be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if here is 1, 2, 3, 4, we go up 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then we draw our diagonal line here to show us half. Alright. And you got 2 marks for this here. Next one here, they said prism A and B are joined at 2 square faces. Good. To form a new prism as shown below. So the new prism looks like a cuboid. Alright. They said here now, the plane shape on the base of the new prism is shown on the grid below. Alright. It says state 2 similarities between the cube and the new prism. Alright. So, 2 similarities, well, both will have the same volume. Because we did not remove any part of that cube. All we did, we just cut it and just attach it on differently, so it have the same volume. Alright. Both have 12 edges. Alright, both have 6 faces. And both have 8 vertices. Alright, so any 2, and we'll get through with that there. 2 marks to this, right? Simple 4 marks there. Moving on to the final question of this paper. The incomplete pictograph below represents the fruits liked by children in a group. Alright, it said in the group 55 more children like bananas than oranges. So this extra set here would represent the bananas, which is 55. The number of children who like apples was, and under this condition it was greater than 40, a factor of 180 and a multiple of 9. Alright, and the second largest number. Complete the pictograph to show the good. So first, we know based on this here, they said 55 more like bananas than oranges. So this here will represent the 55 more. So which means that so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1/2 faces is equal to 55. So one face would be 55 divided by 5 and 1/2. Alright, so 55 divided by 5 and 1/2, and that will give us 10. So we know one of these faces will represent 10. Alright, so looking at this here now, the set to complete it for apples. So we need to figure out the criteria for apples now. So the set is a factor of 180 and a multiple of 9, and it had to be greater than 40. So the factors of 180, we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 12, 15, 18 by 10, so 18, 20, 30, 36, 45, 60, 90, 180. So based on this here now, they said that it has to be greater than 40. So we could remove all these here. They said it needs to be a multiple of 9 also. So we know this is a multiple of 9. Alright. This is a multiple of 9. This is a multiple of 9. This is a multiple of 9. Alright. They said it needs to be the second largest number. So, based on this here now, we know that bananas, if each one is 10, so this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65. So this here is 65. Here's 10, 20, 30, 40. And here's 10. So if it's the second largest number, that means it needs to be smaller than 65. So we know these two out of the picture. So the only one that will work is 45. So we know apples is 45. Now they said to complete the pictograph to show this information. So if it's 45 and one face is 10, it'll be 45 divided by 10, which is equal to 4.5, which is the same as 4 and 1/2. So you're drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, and a half a face here. Alright, 4.5. Good, and that's it for the 2026 paper. Alright, the marking scheme for this, you'll get 1 for completing, 1 for finding the 4.5, 1 for finding out the value for one face, and 1 for getting the 45. Alright, there's your 4 marks. Alright, so that's it for this paper. We'll continue again with some more practice later on.